Good morning guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you ever so much for checking in again. If you have seen the title of this video, you will know it is a typical day in the life or routine with an 8-month-old. A couple of reasons why I wanted to do this one. First and foremost, it is my every single day, so it's really easy for me to film. I don't have to do anything different. I don't have to go above and beyond or go out to places. It's just something I can film as I go throughout the day. And secondly, it's all I watch, whether it be what my baby eats in a day, how my baby sleeps in a day, activities with a X-month-old. It's all I watch on YouTube. Couple of people that I love to follow are people like Zoe Sugg, Sydney Mae Crouch, Molly May. When she does stuff, she doesn't do too much, but when she does do stuff, I like to watch it. It's just something that I find fascinating, and for me, and somebody who likes to look up everything, I found them really informative. You have to take all of them with a pinch of salt. What works for one baby will not work for another baby, and that applies, I would imagine, to a family as well. What I do now with Hallie may not be what I do with any future children I may or may not have. But I find them quite informative. Take from this video what you will. I hope more than anything you just watch it to be nosy. I'm certainly not telling you this is what you should do. I'm certainly not telling you that if you follow the exact same routine for your 8-month-old, you're going to get the exact same results, because you won't. But this was just an easy video for me to film. I personally love routine. I love to stick to a routine. I love to know what I'm doing, when I'm doing, and the results of that. And when I say things like that, it's like, for example, I know if Hallie goes down for a nap at 10:15, she'll probably have anywhere between an hour and an hour and a half. If I put her down for a nap at 9:30, she's not that tired, so she'll probably only have half an hour. So that's why I like to stick to a routine, so I know how to plan my day. It may be selfish, which I will fully accept wholeheartedly. It's more for my benefit. But it works for us, and it works for Hallie. And until she goes to nursery, where things may change, we're just going to stick at it. Couple of things that I think are important for us when it comes to routine is I look into wake windows as well. I've had a couple of friends say that wake windows work for them, a couple that say they don't work for me. My child is a cat napper, or my child naps on the go, or my child will only nap in a pram or in a car seat. So if you like routine, or you have a routine and something may not be working, I would recommend looking into wake windows. I actually followed the guidance of wake windows from 2 friends. One friend whose daughter is a couple of months older than us, and she's followed it religiously since she was born, and it works really well for them. So I follow it because of her guidance. But also I have a friend who has a little boy who is 2, coming up 2, and she didn't follow wake windows, but has said if she has her time again, she will follow wake windows. And she's also a nursery nurse as well, so I feel it's interesting that somebody works within that industry feels they're beneficial as well. So wake window is essentially the time of which she's awake, whether that be from her overnight sleep or from her nap. For Hallie's age, a baby of 8 months, I believe that they all vary ever so slightly, but a baby of 8 months can last between 2 to 3 hours awake. The shortest wake window is the first wake window of the day. They can tend to still be quite tired from the night before. And then the longest wake window is the wake window of the evening before they go to bed. So you ensure that they are as tired as can be before they go to bed without being overtired. So for Hallie, for example, her first wake window of the day is 2 hours and 45 minutes. It sounds ridiculous to say, but up until last week, it was only 2.5 hours. And she suddenly just stopped napping. That first nap, she just suddenly was like, oh, I've had 20 minutes, I've had enough. We've extended it by 15 minutes, and she will now sleep for an hour and a half. It may be a coincidence, or it may be that wake windows work, but we're going with it for now. So her first wake window is 2 hours 45 minutes. The second wake window is usually 3 hours. She's usually up from her first nap of the day at about 11:30, and she will go down for her second nap at 2:30. And then depending on how long she sleeps for, that nap isn't ever usually as long. And I personally like to make sure she's up by 3:45 at the latest. So her wake window then can be anywhere from 3:15 through till bedtime, which is 6:30, so 3 hours and 15 minutes. But we also know that we get the same bedtime results if she's up at 3:45, which would only be 2 hours and 45. It is a bit of trial and error. It is a bit of see what works for you. But yeah, wake windows, I personally find help. Routine, I find helps. So come along with us for the day and see what we get up to. I will try my best to timestamp things, or certainly talk you through the timings that I do things. But this is a typical day with just me and Hallie, with no other responsibilities, of what her routine looks like. So enjoy. Good morning, sleepy Susie. Hello, darling. Oh, did you have a good sleep? Bless you. Bless you. Did you have big girl sleepies? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, you had such a big sleep. Yes, you did. Oh, let's get you changed, shall we? Good morning. Good morning. What's my mouse doing on the floor? What's he doing on the floor? Should we get you changed? Are you wet? No, you was dry today. Can you say good morning? No, not today. Would you like to tell people what time it is? It's 7:30, and as you can see, Hallie's just had to be woken up. So our day starts at 7:30. We get her changed in her bedroom, just her nappy, and then we come down for her first bottle before we do the rest of the day, don't we? Yeah, that's nice, Smiles. So yeah, 7:30 she's up. I'm up from 6:30. And yeah, we start our day at 7:30. It's now 8 a.m. I apologise for the absolute state of me. I haven't slept in like 3 nights, so I really can't work out why. Usually on this walk we would be out with the carrier, but I couldn't face it today having not slept. So we've got the pram out and we're at the park, and we're just going to do a few laps for the dog. Yeah, we're just going to do a few laps for the dog, and then head back for some breakfast. We left the house at 8, so it's like 2:15 now by the time we've got to the park, and it'll probably be like 2:45 by the time we get back. So yes, just on our first walk of the day. We are back from our walk. You like them? It is now 9:15. We got back at about 9:10. And we just had a tidy. We just had a little tidy around. You're not going to hold it yourself? Got back about 9:10, and we just had a little tidy round, hoovered up. I actually stripped the cushions off the sofa, which I wouldn't normally do, but they were filthy, so I thought I'm going to wash them today. Hallie played in her walker, and usually she'd have breakfast at 9, but as she was quite chilled, I carried on with any little bits that I had to do around the house. So it's now 9:15, so she got up at 7:30, had her bottle. 8 o'clock we went for a walk, we got back at 9:10. It's now 9:15 and she'll have breakfast. This is her first wake window of the day. And I don't know when I'll talk about wake windows, but personally for us, wake windows really, really work. And the guidance that we found online for wake windows really work. So her first wake window of the day is 2 hours 45 minutes. So she got up at 7:30 and her nap will be 10:15. Any earlier than that and she just won't nap. She'll have like half an hour. So she's just having some banana pancakes for breakfast. Nice. And then we'll just play for a little bit before her nap time, won't we? My goodness. What a full-on Instagram versus reality moment that has just been. I've tried to record this 3 times. And on the last one, Hallie just booted off. Just absolutely booted off. I think she's very tired today. Which is a prime example, isn't it? I'm telling you our routine and she's so tired. I've had to put her down before her usual nap time at 10 o'clock. As in, I've put her down at 10. She wouldn't normally go till 15:15, which I know is 15 minutes. But when you know what to expect, you know what to expect. I was coming on here to say, when did people know to drop a bottle? We need to drop one of her bottles from 5 to 4 because she started sleeping through the night. So she actually slept through when the next bottle was due. But in terms of daytime bottle, I wouldn't know what the signs are to drop them. And at the minute, Hallie has 4 bottles, 2 meals and a snack. She has a bottle at 7:30, breakfast at 9. Then her next bottle is like 11:30 when she's up from her nap. However, yesterday when we were out and about, she was absolutely fine. So she didn't actually take it until about 1:45. So to me, she's not hungry and she's not after it. And granted, it was only one day. But I was just curious. And then in the evening after her second nap, it's all a bit chaotic. It's like bottle 3:30, say, dinner 4:30, bottle 5:30, and it just seems a lot for her tiny tummy. But I have a lot of questions, and then being, how do I ensure she's having enough calories in the day? Is it a case of giving her a lunch and then combining the, say, 11:30 and 3:30 bottle, so she's having like more solid foods and only one bottle? Because in the morning she doesn't need it. She doesn't ever ask for it. She doesn't ever cry for it. She doesn't ever show signs of hunger. So the fact that she goes so long in the morning without it, in terms of time, she probably could do that in the afternoon. She could say have one at 12 and then have another one at 5:30. But she's such a good sleeper. She's such a good sleeper. She goes to bed at 6:30 and we wake her up at 7:30 the next morning. So I'm reluctant to change anything too much too quickly in case she suddenly stops sleeping, which is very selfish. It's a very selfish thing to say. And it doesn't bother us. It doesn't bother us that she has so much going on in the evening. It doesn't bother anyone that babysits her, and it certainly doesn't bother her. We have the odd night where she might be a bit sicky from where her tummy is too full. But other than that, she inhales it all. Like, she takes it all. The 11:30 and the 3:30 bottle, I would say she sort of, if something's going on, she's not paying attention to it whatsoever. She'll be watching the TV, or like yesterday we were at soft play. So she was too busy watching the people around her. She really was disinterested in the bottle. Whereas if she's just at home chilling, she'll take it quite comfortably. So I didn't know whether to keep offering it, but when she's sort of showing signs of fussiness, take it away and see how that goes. Maybe then it's sort of not going from 8 ounces to 0. It might be going from 8 to 5 or something like that. But yeah, I was just curious in terms of daytime, what the signs were for dropping a bottle and maybe introducing more solid foods. I know online the guidance for solid foods is 3 solid meals by 10 months, and she's only 8, so it's not a rush that we need to do anything at the minute. It was just curiosity more than anything. And So yes, she's down for her nap now, and she was really sad before she went down for her nap, which is very unlike her. Usually we leave her to self-settle, but I've just messaged Josh. She was in quite a bit of a, she was quite sad. She was really quite sad for her. So I didn't leave her at all. I just picked her up in her sleepy bag, gave her a little cuddle, and I'm not joking, within about 10 seconds, she put her thumb in her mouth and she actually fell asleep on me. So I think she's really, really tired, and she has got a second tooth that's just broke through. So maybe feeling a bit sorry for herself. So yes, don't know how long this nap will be, but I'm going to get myself ready and then we'll look a little bit more presentable. We are up. Hallie woke up at about 20 to 12, so she had a really good nap today. Hugh and her had bottle ever so quickly, and we are just nipping genuinely about 3 minutes down the road to Aldi to do our food shop. That's why she's got her hat on. So we're going to get out and do the food shop today, and then come back and probably play, maybe take the dog out again, maybe do a couple of bits around the house, and chill. So yeah, we are next on to our food shop. We're currently in our second wake window, so as she woke up at about 20 to 12, I'll probably put her down for her nap at about 2:30 after nearly 3 hours. So yeah, let's go to Aldi. We're now back from Aldi. It's 1 o'clock, exactly 1 o'clock. So we've got about an hour and a half before her nap. So she's just in her walker at the minute, watching some Disney just whilst I'm about to unpack the shopping. And then we'll just see what we get up to before her next nap. One job I've been putting off for quite some time is sorting out Hallie's drawers, and I keep getting irritated when I'm using the wrong size vest, or Josh has used the wrong size vest, or whatever else on her. So I thought, I've got 20 minutes till the alarm goes off for my lunch, so I'm going to try and empty her 3 to 6 drawer. I've moved the 6 to 9 up, and then I'm going to put 9 to 12 on the bottom of the unit, and then maybe have time to go through the clothes in the wardrobe. But if not, we will just tackle the drawer today. On top of our wardrobe, I always keep a massive, it's up here, massive hamper, but I keep it on top of the wardrobe up there. And in that hamper will always have like the next size up clothing. So when I'm done, the drawers will have, the middle drawer will be her current size, which is 6 to 9. The bottom drawer will be the next size, which is 9 to 12. And then the same in the wardrobe. The top rail will be 6 to 9. And then the bottom rail will be 9 to 12. And then 12 to 18 will be in the hamper above the wardrobe, ready for when we need it. So yeah, I'm going to make a start. I always like to keep a pile, then like a charity vintage pile, and then stuff that's stained, can't be, whatever, will just go in the bin. But yeah, I'm going to try and tackle those next before my lunch. And House is just down here. It is a bit harder now because she'll roll into the radiator, roll into the rocking chair, roll into the drawers. But we'll give it a go for 20 minutes. Let me just update you all on what's happened since about 1:15 till now at 2:30. Which is only an hour and 15 minutes, I hear you say. What, an hour and 15 minutes? Went upstairs to tidy Hallie's clothes. Probably did that for about 4 whole minutes. And she had enough. Was kicking off. Didn't want to play upstairs. Bought the toys upstairs. Didn't want to play with the toys upstairs. So I gave in. Came downstairs with the same toys and played happily. So that was fine. We played downstairs for a bit. She had a couple of snacks whilst I had my lunch at about 1:30. And then from about 1:45 until now, nap time, nothing has been working. You might be able to hear her on the monitor. Okay, she's okay. She'll whinge. So I sit her up to play. She plays like that for a couple of minutes. Then she whinges again. So we lie down to play. Plays like that for a couple of minutes. Whinge again, in the walker, whinge again, lie back down, whinge again, sit back up, whinge again, sit on my lap, because sometimes she's in a funny stage at the minute where she likes to just be touching me at all times. So yeah, we basically did that for 45 minutes. She had a couple of snacks, like I said, and in the end I did cave and I did put the Grinch on, and she sat silently watching it for about 15 minutes. So I don't know. I noticed as I put her down for a nap, one of her cheeks is bright red, so I don't know if her teeth are playing up. If they're still red after her nap, I think I'll give her some Calpol certainly before bed just to help. But she's just gone down for her last nap. And I very much need it, and she very much needs it. So it's now 20 to 3. She's gone down for a nap. So yeah, there's nothing really for me to do at home at the minute. Josh is on a very long day as well, so he won't be home till gone 8:30. So I don't even need to prep dinner or anything like that, because I've got plenty of time after Hallie's gone to bed to do that. So my plan at the minute is she'll get up, we'll have a bottle. We will probably then go out just for a little bit of fresh air, put her in the carrier, go and walk Stevie just down to the field at the bottom, come back and do her dinner. She'll then play a little bit more. Then it'll be time for another bottle, bath and bed. Once she's in bed, I think I'm going to have a bath myself, just to take advantage of the fact that Josh is working quite late, so I've got time to actually just chill out a little bit. I've got so much YouTube to catch up on, so I'll probably sit and do that in the bath, and then I'll cook dinner for when he's home at 8:30. But yes, we always say at this point in the day as well, the end is in sight. She will wake up at about, I don't know, 3:15, and the end is in sight. There are 3 hours left. It does get a bit groundhoggy when you're a parent. It really, really does. Especially on the days where Josh works such long hours. It does get a bit like, here we go. But she's really good. She's good as gold. She absolutely loved Aldi. She loved sitting in the trolley. And I do like to think I get her out enough each day. I imagine she would be the type to go stir crazy if she was inside all day. So yeah, we've had a pram walk this morning, we've been to Aldi, we'll have a carrier walk this afternoon, and she's had a good stint outside the house today. So yes, I'm going to read my book and wait for her to wake up now. When I say we very, 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 very nearly didn't make it out, we really didn't. Yeah, I know. I actually fell asleep when Hallie napped. No wonder I'm not sleeping at night, because that's dangerous. Yeah, it is. But I didn't want to have a coffee because I'm not sleeping at night, and I read like 3 pages of my book and it sent me to sleep. So brilliant. That was brilliant. And she woke up and she was still a bit cranky, so I've Calpoled her up because I do think it's the teeth, and we are out for some fresh air and it will make us feel better. So timings, where are we? She woke up about 25 to 4, had her bottle, we've got all dressed up, ready to go. I think it's about 4 o'clock now, and we're out, so we'll just do like 20 minutes of basically walking up and down this one field, and then we'll go back and she'll have her dinner, and I'll probably just put her in a walker because she seems to be happiest in that at the minute. Yeah, so yeah, we're on about 4 o'clock of our day so far, and we're just walking the dog and getting some fresh air before bedtime. Just on a side note, we've got the, I think it's the baby Bichon, I think that's how you pronounce it, carrier, and Hallie's shoulders are underneath the strap so she can see, and I don't know if it's because she's got a padded snowsuit on, but the last couple of times she's the last couple of times she's had it on, I've really struggled to get her arms under the strap, so I don't know if she's now at an age where her arms could go on top of the straps. Again, I'm sure you can do it at different ages, but I just don't know what age you're supposed to do it at. And I don't know, I'm sure I'll be carrying her a lot longer. You just get used to it. You just get used to her weight, don't you? But yeah, that's just a random side note that I don't know when it's time to put her arms above the straps. I think I'd prefer her to be above the straps than for her to be lower down my body. I've always preferred carrying her higher. Josh sort of carries her a bit lower and that works for him, but for me it works to carry her higher. So yeah, I'll probably switch that up at some point. We'll go back and we'll do her dinner, I expect, and then we'll check in after dinner. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but it is now 6 o'clock and we are running Hallie's bath. So just for a bit of context, we got back from our evening walk at about 4:20. She had her solid dinner at 4:30. We then just chilled, played, I pottered around. I did actually prep our dinner as well at that point. I wasn't going to, but I did. And then at about 5:20 today, she had her last bottle. Again, we just chilled out, played. I did the washing up and sterilised all the bottles. And it's now 6 o'clock and we've come up. Hello. Come up for her bath. She'll be in there till like 6:15. And then it'll be down for bed at 6:30. So yeah, after that, I'm going to jump in the bath myself and chill out. Everything's prepped for dinner and then have dinner with Josh at 8:30. So yes, on the home stretch, bath and bed, and then some mum time. Guys, if you have made it this far, thank you so much, because I do think this video is probably going to be longer than the other ones that I've done. It's about 7:15. We're bathed, we're in our PJs, we're ready to have some dinner and to chill out. But yes, that is a typical day with us, with Hallie, who is 8 months old. As I said in the beginning, wake windows only work for certain people, routines only work for certain people. There are pros and cons to absolutely everything that you look for with regards to a baby or toddler online, and there's never a clear answer. You will speak to some parents, for argument's sake, who don't wean their babies till 6 months, and others who wean at 4 months. Some that will start with baby-led weaning and some that will start with purees. There's people that co-sleep, people that put them in their own room from day one, people that have a next to me right next to their bed, or just have a cot in their room. There is no right or wrong answer to anything. I certainly found it's very easy to be, is scaremongered the right word? Scared by what you read online. We actually put Hallie in her own room at 10 weeks old, which if you look online, you're probably deemed to be the worst parent on the planet for doing that. But it worked for us, and more than anything, it worked for her. She loves her room. She associates her room with sleep, whether that be nap time or overnight sleep. And it worked for us. But will it work for the next child? Who knows? Will it work for my neighbour's child? Who knows? You just have to go with what works for you at the time. And I think even today's video proves that routines don't always work. Nap times were slightly out today, slightly longer as well, both of them. So many things can affect a routine. Teething, poor tummy, poor night's sleep, bit of a temperature. Particularly we've noticed with Hallie recently, like frustration. She's at an age now where she knows what she wants to do, but she can't quite do it yet. So yeah, it was just a video for those of you that are nosy enough or interested enough. It was by no means me telling you this is exactly what you should be doing with an 8-month-old, because it's really not. And to be honest, there are probably people watching this who have children or who are in the childcare industry or are professionals that are thinking, Laura, you're doing a couple of things wrong here. But I stand by whatever works for you and your partner or your care provider and your child. That's what's best for them, and that's all you can do. it's just a guessing game. You just wing it every single day. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you ever so much for hanging around, because it's definitely longer than the other ones that I've done. I'm going to try and do a bit of a Q&A in a couple of videos time. So any questions, please put them in the comments or send them to me on Instagram as well. But thank you again ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.